for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you for being here this morning. In the FSMA law, Congress specified that facilities should identify reasonably foreseeable hazards, but my understanding is in the proposed rules, the FDA is using reasonably likely to occur in the proposed preventative controls rule. This language is different from law and forces the food industry to shift from focusing on what will occur to what can occur. Does, in fact, FSMA use reasonably likely to occur as a basis to define the threshold for determining preventative controls?
That's not the term used in the statute. It comes from our experience with HACCP preventive controls. But again, we've heard a lot about this issue, and I think we have a way to address this.
Okay. And I just have to point out that, you know, I would have gotten in trouble. I'm not a food expert. I was a lawyer by training, but my law school professors hammered into us the big difference between the possibilities that an expert witness might testify or may not testify to, and the probability, which is a different thing. And I think that's what people are concerned about.
Yep.
You know, any of us could be hit by a meteor tomorrow. They're out there, but that doesn't mean we need to be taking evasive action when I cross the street from this building to the next.
Yes, sir.
Likewise, if there's a probability, I do need to be watching out for those cars that are coming down the road.
Understood.
And so I do appreciate that. Also, I'm concerned, just want to make sure that I've got this clear, that, you know, I have represent a rural area of the country, and want to make sure that all my small farmers aren't getting into any kind of headaches and hassles that would close them down. It's my understanding that if you are, you know, a farmer who's growing fruits and vegetables and you're selling to, you know, directly to the end-use consumer, that unless you have sales of $500,000 a year on average over 3 years, that you're not covered by these rules. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, and I do appreciate that. Likewise, for people that are canning vegetables, making jams, or manufacturing honey for farmers markets and local consumption, am I correct also that they would be exempt from the preventative control rule?
If they have sales below that $500,000 threshold, yes, sir.
All right. Are there new requirements that these smaller farmers, or the farmers who are selling right at their farm or at the roadside stand or at the farmers market, that they would have to meet in order to be in compliant with FDA's implementation of FSMA?
For produce growers who are exempt under this provision, the only thing they're required to do, this is by statute, by the law itself, is post information about their location so that their customer, direct-to-consumer customer, can come back to them if they have a problem.
Okay. And I appreciate that. I also will tell you that I appreciated very much in previous testimony when you said that you all recognize that you can't have a one-size-fits-all approach.
Yep.
That's very refreshing. A lot of people are concerned both about that and about folks getting carried away, and suddenly we're shutting down the small farm operations. And your testimony today has made me feel better about that, and I appreciate you being here. And with that, Madam Chair, unless somebody wants my time, I will yield back.
Chair thanks the gentleman and now recognize the gentleman from Florida.